Ethical hacking, Module 3, Scanning Network. Module objective. In this module, we will learn about understanding network scanning concept, understanding various scanning tools, understanding various host discovery and port scanning technique, understanding operating system discovery, understanding various techniques to scan beyond IDS and firewall, drawing network diagram. Overview of network scanning. Network scanning refers to a set of procedures used for identifying host, port, and service in a network. Network scanning is one of the components of intelligence gathering which can be used by attacker to create a profile of the target organization. Objective of network scanning: to discover live host, IP address, and open port of live host, to discover operating system and system architecture, to discover service running on host, and to discover vulnerability in live host. TCP communication flag. Data obtained in the packet should be processed immediately. There will be no further transmission on feed and reset a connection. Send all buffer data immediately, and for the acknowledgement, acknowledge the receipt of the packet, and for the SYN, initiate connection between the hosts. TCP/IP communication, TCP session establishment, three-way handshake, and TCP session termination. As you can see, TCP session termination, the connection already finished. Scanning tool, for example, Nmap. Network administrator can use Nmap for inventory a network, managing service, upgrade schedule, and monitoring host or service uptime. Attacker use Nmap to extract information such as live host on the network, open port service, application name and version, type of packet filter or firewall, as well as operating system and version used. Scanning tool, HPing or HPing 3. Command line network scanning and packet crafting tool for TCP/IP protocol. It can be used for network security auditing, firewall testing, manual path MTU discovery, advanced traceroute, remote OS fingerprinting, remote uptime requesting, and TCP/IP stack auditing. This example of tool Zenmap. As you can see, we can see the port, script, and discover open port. This example scanning tool for the mobile. We have IP scanner, Ping, and network scanner. Host discovery technique. Host discovery technique are used to identify the active or live system in the network. For the host discovery, we can use ARP pen scan, UDP pen scan, ICMP pen scan, TCP pen scan, and IP protocol pen scan. ARP pen scan and UDP pen scan. As you can see, the figure show that how the attacker and the target, the request the probe, and the target will respond to the ARP. Similar to UDP pen scan, attacker send UDP packet to target host and UDP respond indicate that host is active. ICMP echo pen scan. ICMP echo pen scan involve sending ICMP echo request to a host. If a host is alive, it will return an ICMP echo reply. This scan is useful for locating active device or determine if the ICMP is passing through a firewall. ICMP echo ping sweep. Ping sweep is used to determine the live host from a range of IP address by sending ICMP echo request to multiple hosts. If a host is alive, it will return an ICMP echo reply. Attacker calculate subnet mask by using subnet mask calculator to identify the number of hosts that are present in the subnet. Attacker subsequently use ping sweep to create an inventory of live system in the subnet. Ping sweep tool, for example, Angry IP scanner. Angry IP scanner ping each IP address to check if any of these addresses are live. Then it optionally resolve hostname, determine the MAC address, CAN port, and etc. Ping sweep countermeasure. First, configure firewall to detect and prevent ping sweep attempt instantaneously. Number 2, use intrusion detection system and intrusion prevention system like Snort to detect and prevent ping sweep attempt. Number 3, Carefully evaluate the type of ICMP traffic following through enterprise network. Number 4, cut off connection with any host that perform more than 10 ICMP echo requests. Number 5, use DMZ and allow only command like ICMP echo reply, host unreachable, and time exit within DMZ. Lastly, number 6, limit INC traffic using access control list or ACL and grant permission only to specific IP address such as ISP. Port scanning technique. The port scanning technique are categorized according to the type of protocol used for the communication. As you can see, they have port and service discovery, for example, TCP scanning, UDP scanning, SCTP scanning, SSDP scanning, and IPv6 scanning. TCP Connect or full open scan. The TCP Connect scan detect when a port is open after completing the three-way handshake. TCP Connect scan establish a full connection and then close the connection by sending an RST packet. It does not require super user privilege. Stealth scan or half-open scan. Stealth scanning involves abstractly resetting the TCP connection between the client and server before the completion of three-way handshake signal, thus leaving the connection half-open. Attacker use stealth scanning technique to bypass firewall rule as well as login mechanism and hide themselves under the appearance of regular network traffic. Inverse TCP flag scan. Attacker send TCP probe packet with TCP flag, FIN, URG, PSH, set out with no flag where no response implies that the port is open, whereas an RST response means the port is closed. ESMA scan. Using the ESMA scan, attacker send TCP frame to a remote device with FIN, URG, and push flag set. FIN scanning work only with OS that use the RFC 793 base TCP implementation. The ESMA scan will not work against any current version of Microsoft Windows. ACP flag probe scan. Attacker send TCP probe packet to set with an AC flag to a remote device and then analyze the header information, TTL and window field, or receive RST packet to determine if the port is open or closed. ACK flag probe scan. ACK flag probe scan scanning can also be used to check filtering system of a target. Attacker send a ACK probe packet with random sequence number and no response imply that the port is filtered. Stateful firewall is present, whereas an RST response means that the port is filtered. HTTP cookies echo scanning. Attacker send a cookies echo chunk to the target host, and no response implies that the port is open, whereas an abort chunk response means that the port is closed. It is not blocked by non-stateful firewall rule set. Only a good IDS will be able to detect HTTP cookies echo chunk. IPv6 scanning. IPv6 increase the IP address size from 32-bit to 128-bit to support more level of address hierarchy. Attacker need to harvest IPv6 address from network traffic, record log, or receive from header line in archive email. Attacker can use the seek option in ZMap to perform IPv6 scanning. Service version discovery. Service version discovery help attacker to obtain information about running service and their version on the target system. Obtaining accurate service version number allows attacker to determine the vulnerability of the target system to particular exploit. For example, when attacker detect SMB version 1 protocol as a running service on the target Windows-based machine, then the attacker can easily perform the WannaCry ransomware attack. In ZMap, the -V option is used to detect service version.